So I finally watched Ghostbusters 2016. Yeah, it's not so good. So basically, I just avoided it like the plague. I was a big fan of Ghostbusters 1 and 2, and was kind of happy to hear that they were doing a reboot. I thought that after all the hassle that was going through with trying to get, I think it was Bill Murray at the start, trying to get him into doing the third movie, then they didn't want to, and all that's history. So I thought the best way to go was hopefully from like a script I'd heard about. That you get the original Ghostbusters, they're like the mentors for the up and coming recruits or new people that were going to join, which I thought was the best way to go about it, because you can add new characters into the series while also keeping like the veterans, the main people, that's great. That's a good way to do it. But instead, they decided to get rid of them all after poor old Harold Ramis passed away. Probably a good thing, so he didn't have to see this film. But yeah, they just decided to make it a joke for them, just make them cameo appearances, and that was about it. I was surprised that so many of them came back, including that was Annie Potts and Sigourney Weaver came back. No Rick Moranis, which was again I think a good thing that he wasn't involved in the catastrophe that is the film. But instead of me just saying, okay, right, this is it, the film's bad, all that stuff, let's break into what made it so bad. So we'll get the easy bits out of the way, which is the animation. The animation is like sub PS2 graphics, like all the CGI. So if you compare, say, Final Fantasy X, for example, which was quite early on in the PS2 library, to Ghostbusters 2016, and yeah, there's just a huge gap in quality. It's ridiculous. It's the only thing actually. The only thing I will give the animation was the actual proton beams themselves. They look pretty cool, but the ghosts looked just dreadful. So yeah, I'd rather look at the older classic Ghostbusters ghosts than the 2016 supposed to be far superior ghosts. Let's see what else is the easy targets. We'll save the characters for a little bit later, or should I say character for a little bit later. As far as the cameo appearances goes, you've got Dan Aykroyd was a taxi driver that just came on and knew what kind of when he like showed up, he knew what kind of ghosts they were. Yet they didn't question it. He just ditched them. She didn't even like blink at it. It's like, oh wait, you knew that these were like level 5 rubbish, garbage, easy to kill ghosts. But no, that was it. It was just completely ignored. You had obviously Bill Murray playing the skeptical doctor of something, doctor of science, I think it was. Yeah, that's I guess the best you're going to get out of Bill Murray, really, is to play a skeptic. But even then, it was kind of yeah. And then we finally had like Ernie Hudson. He was Leslie Jones' character. I can't remember her name of her character. Patty. There we go, Patty. I kind of wish I'd forgotten about it. But yeah, so it's Patty's uncle who they get their hearse from. And that's Leslie Jones's character. That's it. She is only there to give them the hearse. There we go. One character down out of the 4 main ones. Yeah, you've got Melissa McCarthy, whatever. I keep thinking Melinda Messenger whenever I say her name. Melissa McCarthy, she is Ray, but portrayed and written, to be fair, very badly. The Egon, I guess, which is Kate McKinnon, something, her character, which was the most tolerable out of all the characters, I will say. She's also Ray, portrayed and written very badly, but with like a little bit of Egon in there, and the fact that she keeps making loads of inventions that they can use throughout the film, which only really come up in the last like 2 minutes. Then you've got Christine Wiig's character, who is that's all I've really got for her character. She just is. She's there. She's different to the rest of them. Like the other 3, you could literally just put them into one character and that's it. You've got them done. Could have made it a duo. But she was kind of like the straight man character, but no one told her she was the straight man character. She tries to tell some jokes, and they just don't come off. She tries to add a bit of slapstick to it. Doesn't really come off very well. The whole humour for the Ghostbusters 2016 film is completely different to Ghostbusters. If you watch the first and second film, you've got kind of like, it's sort of like a kiddie film. It's more of a teenager film. You get like the few sexual innuendos, like the dream of Ray and a ghost that just goes down on him, as you do. Then yeah, you've got those kind of the sexy themes to it. Whereas in the remake, I think you need to be 4 years old to really enjoy the humor of the film, because it starts with a fart joke or a queef joke, I guess, and that's probably the best of the humor, and that's very sad for many reasons. But yeah, I'm trying to think of what else was supposed to be humorous. Oh, Chris Hemsworth's character, he was supposed to be humorous in the fact they made him a complete idiot to the point where he wears glasses, but there's no glass in the frames. And whenever something's really loud, he touches his eyes. That's supposed to be comedy. That is supposed to be comedy, I'm sure. I'm sure somewhere that's supposed to be comedy. The story. There's probably one. I'm trying to think of what they were going for. There was a book that was written, and then Kristen Wiig's character got kicked out of a very highbrow university by Charles Dance. Why were you in it, Charles? Did you really need money? But yeah, so he kicked Kristen Wiig's character out. Again, I can't remember her name just because they didn't really exist. I only just about remembered Patty's name because you said the power of Patty compels you, because that's comedy. Yeah, that's about it. That's it. There's just a book which goes around, which was published without her knowing, even though she gets full credit for it. Gets found out, she gets kicked out of university, then finds a ghost, and now she's a Ghostbuster. Yes, yeah, that's it. There you go. There's the story. The antagonist, apparently he's got the best knowledge ever because he read the book and could now detail and invent different things which could get ghosts to come from one plane of existence to another plane of existence. Yeah, it wasn't really portrayed very well or explained how he could do that. I think that's the movie. Yeah, that's it. That's the movie. But I've got a great theory on why this movie existed. So, all the time, through like after the second one, everyone wanted a third one. Everyone wants at least a trilogy when you've got two good films. Again, I watched them both. I watched 1 and 2, and then I watched the 2016 film because I wanted to make sure, like, it's not just my bias and nostalgia. 1 and 2 are far superior. Number 2, which I really enjoyed, but apparently not many people did. It's not bad. It's a great film. Is it as good as the first one? Probably not. But it's pretty close. I mean, the humor's the same. The story is it's pretty good. Obviously with Vigo, but enough about that one. So yeah, I watched 1 and 2. Went to 2016, and I don't know. I wish I'd kind of, as I was watching it, I had like a face cam on me just so I could see what my facial expressions were. But I think it was a very sad expression, and that was because, getting back onto my theory, as I just ramble away, Ghostbusters 1 and 2, everyone wants a trilogy. They kept doing it. Bill Murray said no, didn't want anything to do with it. And then that's it. It went through loads of scripts, all that junk. And I think the whole idea of this remake, this reboot, was to kill the franchise. I know it seems silly, okay? I know it sounds very silly. But we'll go with the first thing, the characters. Everybody loved the characters of Ghostbusters. But they've killed them, got a new cast. It doesn't matter if it's male or female. It's poorly written. I don't think if you got 4 men doing it, for those going, oh, well, if they had a male cast, blah, 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 whatever. Okay. They're all poorly written, so they're going to be poorly acted as well. It doesn't matter what actors, actresses you get to play it. The characters are going to be boring and just go flat. So we've got all the characters dead. Next, the theme tune. The theme tune to Ghostbusters. Everybody loves it. It's nice. Everyone recognises it. Even if you haven't seen the films, everyone knows that it's the Ghostbusters theme tune. So they remastered it very badly instead of just keeping the original. They played the original once at the start. Didn't even get to the lyrics part of it. They just played the normal riff, and then that was it. That's the original part. Then they had the remix, which was completely pointless. So that's two things. That's two things they killed. Then you've got the logo. The final nail in the coffin for me was the logo. So yes, you had from the first movie. By the way, it looked like it was trying to combine 1 and 2 together. Again, very badly. The script was awful. But they've decided to, instead of have the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, which they did in the thing, it was a balloon and apparently couldn't pop until Swiss Army Knife, again, comedy. So yeah, didn't want the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. They could have made it any reference. There's so many references which they could have used, which they just, that's it, kill that, bang, easy. But they didn't. They went for the Ghostbusters logo and then killed the Ghostbusters logo as the final boss. So yeah, I think the whole idea of Ghostbusters 2016, oh god, it's horrible to say, was to kill the franchise. And it succeeded, to be fair. It succeeded. It was dreadful. That was it after the big plans of, oh yeah, there's going to be a sequel because this is going to be great. Almost straight away, I think it was in the first week, everyone's gone, ooh, we're not going to have a sequel anymore. So yeah, that is Ghostbusters 2016, the film that was made to kill a franchise and probably succeeded. Now, why did I watch it after 3 years of it being out? Because Ghostbusters 3 was teased, announced, leaked, whatever you want to call it. Ghostbusters 3 could very well be a thing. And they've got most of the cast back, by the looks of it. Don't know about Rick Moranis, maybe he'll come into it now that you've actually got the 3 remaining Ghostbusters. I mean, Sigourney Weaver was in the remake, so I'm sure she'll be down to do this one. If anything, she'll make up for the terrible film. But yeah, I mean, am I excited for it? I don't know anymore. I think that once Harold Ramis passed away, that was it. Okay, you've got the Ghostbusters video game, which, from what I didn't play it. Sorry, I didn't play it. But from what I heard, that was Ghostbusters 3, and I think that's probably what they should have kept it as. They should have just left it as Ghostbusters 3. Or do kind of like a Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. They could have done that as a film. That would have been the best way to do it if Harold Ramis was still around, but he's not. So let's just get rid of Ghostbusters. But yeah, so that is it. That's my thoughts on Ghostbusters 2016. Side note, if you like this kind of thing, I'm going to probably do a couple more before I decide, oh, okay, right, that's it, I'm not going to do any more of these things. But yeah, I kind of like the idea of just rambling about things where I finally got to the film, game, anime, whatever, and then just chat about it, give you my thoughts. It's all unscripted, by the way. If you see me looking down, that's just because that's me thinking about, well, what should I say? That's not me just checking myself out going, oh, I'm doing well today. No, but yeah, plus it's a bad excuse because you can see my little tuft of hair. Look, nice. Just reminds me I've got to have a haircut, that's all. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. If you did enjoy this kind of thing, again, just let me know, and I'll do more. Simple as that. I will do more of them. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you in whatever you see next. Poor Ghostbusters. Poor Ghostbusters.